Anyway, man, awesome weekend of boxing, man. I'm glad that it was put on this weekend, man. You couldn't beat it, man. It was one of the best weekends in boxing since Alvarado Rios, man, part one. I'm talking about dope. I mean, if you guys missed it, man, I feel bad for you. You're gonna have to go back and try to relive it through YouTube or maybe a DVR or whatever the case. But I mean, it was good, man. I mean, you couldn't beat it. Mikey Garcia back in the ring. Leo Santa Cruz, Frampton, awesome fight. Even Adonis Stevenson, man. Knockout. I mean, it was awesome, man. I mean, it was more boxing on, but these were the highlighted matches, for the year, for a better part of the year. So I would just say, man, if you didn't see it, make sure that you somehow get to where you can enclose yourself, get you some cigars, get you some cognac. If you're an adult, you're a kid, and you like boxing, chill out, watch the fights, man. Awesome fights. Anyway, we're gonna get into Leo and my man Frampton. Awesome fight, man. It was action from the beginning to the end. You couldn't beat it, man. I mean, these guys were standing in front of each other. They were going toe to toe. It wasn't to the point to where it was stupid when two guys are going toe to toe and just kind of looking amateurish and they're banging it out and there's no skill involved. And it was no quote unquote running, running around the ring. I was impressed with Frampton, man. I really was. I've seen him fight a few times, but um, the man was ready. I mean, he was prepared. He had Leo confused, especially in the first 3 rounds, man. Leo didn't know what to do. He was trying to make adjustments on the fly. He was struggling a lot, man. Frampton was throwing the jab in front of him, but he was doing it at a distance. And he kind of reminded me with his movement a little bit of Prince Nassim Hamed, man. Like his upper body movement. Hold on for 1 second, guys. Yeah, his upper body movement, the way that he was moving off the back foot, pivoting he was doing, he was turning his opponent. I mean, the guy was awesome, man. He was hitting, he was picking his shots really well from the outside, and he also was getting them on the inside too. His hooks was landing. He was landing a more stiff. Every punch he was landing was extremely stiff, strong. So I mean, man, I know he surprised Leo a lot, and I saw Leo. He was throwing the jab a lot in the beginning, and he started going away from the jab. And you can look at him and tell he was making it up in his mind, like, man, I'm gonna have to beat this dude down on the inside. He ain't gonna be able to hang with me. So he started trying to make adjustments and started trying to walk him down. But Frampton was not backing down, man. Irish guys, man. I mean, look here, man. These guys don't, they don't back down. They don't back down at all. So, it's just it was awesome, man, to see these guys. Leo was he boxed from the outside for a little while as well. Um, he was trying to move around a little bit. I think he was making a lot of his mistakes. Um, you know, getting, going up against the ropes and stuff, and it was just I don't know, man. He was making a lot of mistakes. Um, Swinging wildly, missing. Both of them were getting to the point to where they were swinging wildly and missing. But Leo, he was swinging wildly and missing, but he was down, man. I had him down early in the fight, 5-1. He was down 5-1, and he started making a comeback because he decided that he was gonna bang, and he started trying to walk down. Frampton, he was landing some big shots, and that's when his shots started getting a lot more crisp, a lot more harder, and you can see Frampton, making a decision to kind of move a little bit, but you could see where he got tired and he started, kind of just walking around more so than moving like he was earlier in the fight. So it was tough for him. Sorry about that, guys. Had some ignorant people making too much noise around the recording. But yeah, man, Leo was he started coming back, you know, in the later rounds. Started coming back, and I ended up having the fight even. It should have ended up being a draw, but I don't have a problem with Frampton winning the fight, because I mean he was, you know, showing a little bit more boxing skill. I would say a lot more boxing skill. He was slick, you know, the upper body movement, throwing off the jab, throwing from different directions, moving around laterally. You know, he really displayed a lot out there. And you know, I mean, if you were a judge and you saw Leo fight before, you would know that Leo, you've only seen him like kind of despondent a little bit, maybe in one other fight, maybe two. But this was the first time where you've seen him down. You know, like he was down and he was desperate. You know, you could see him trying to furiously to get back in the fight. You know, and he was down the whole time, and mostly, and he started coming back in the later rounds. So, you know, if there was no knockdown, there was no knockouts, you would have to go with the sharper guy. You would have to go with the sharper guy. So I would have liked to have seen a draw, but you wouldn't want to taint either record with a draw. So you would have to go with who was the better boxer in the fight. So I don't have a problem with them picking Frampton. I really don't, you know. And if they do go for a rematch, I mean, dude, I mean, come on, man. You know, you can't beat that rematch. I mean, I'm telling you, that was an awesome fight, man. I mean, I don't know what Leo would have to. I mean, he would have to come out of the gates boxing, and I thought he was really gonna box. After he figured out that Frampton was throwing the more solid punches in the first half of the fight, and he was boxing on the outside, and he was going back in, and you know, he was standing right in front of Leo, and Leo couldn't hit him. You know, I just really thought he was gonna do something, you know, boxing wise. You know, I could see that where Frampton was trying to keep his distance a lot in the fight, and he should have closed that distance. But I mean, he went in banging. You know, it's a difference between going in to bang, you know, and then closing the distance, you know, and picking your shots. So I like to keep these videos at 8. Everybody knows that, you know, by now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and close this, man. But it was an awesome fight. Like I said, Frampton, you know, getting the win wasn't a bad decision, and it was a good fight, and it was an awesome weekend. Anyway, man, you guys enjoy your weekend. I'll hit y'all up with another video soon. Peace.